morning, traders. This is Rick Majors here at Opteck.com. Welcome to today's daily market briefing. Now, Monday, June 9th, this is going to be the beginning of a very interesting week. As you can see today, Euro market's basically going to be offline, Germany being the backbone of the Eurozone in terms of financial capability for trading and investment is not going to be functioning today. Neither are the French. So we're seeing the two biggest players, meaning I'm not really expecting a lot out of the Euro today. Real big things that are going to be on the table announcement-wise, anything is at 5 p.m. GMT. We are looking at Governor Stevens from the Royal Bank of Australia giving a speech. Again, this is the beginning of a period of extremely high expectations towards economic improvement. And what we should be seeing from this is more of a time when people are going to be showing a lot of more positive results. US dollar and the euro are being very hard pressed to show results right now. US dollar and things like its manufacturing and retail industry, euro and its banking industry, and its stimulus programs that are going to be run by the government. Now, because today is going to be a little more quiet, especially in the European market, I would recommend that you hold most of your ammunition down for tomorrow, all right, when we are going to start seeing things like manufacturing production on the pound coming up, and then we have a whole slew of other things happening in smaller impacts towards other markets such as the dollar as well. All right, JOLTS job openings. This is actually pretty good. It's kind of like a smaller NFP. It's less impactive as goes by the rating, but it still actually is pretty useful, so you can keep an eye on that as well. And then Wednesday coming up, we have a whole bunch of different things. New Zealand dollar is going to be having a whole bunch of announcements and events coming up that are going to be very, very useful. New Zealand dollar, although it is not heavily traded, it is very volatile and it makes very good movements. It trades relatively similar to the Australian dollar, and it's consistent with its trends. Something very useful to trade on, especially during fundamental announcements. Steady currencies make it easier to predict them. Coming up Thursday again, we have core retail sales, the retail sales, just what I was talking about before. We are getting expectations in these areas for positive announcements to come out, so we should be seeing by the end of the week a rise in the dollar. For those of you who didn't know, the dollar took a bit of a hit during the non-farm payroll announcement on Friday, which is the biggest of announcements you're going to find in a trading month. And basically what ended up happening from that was, even though it did get less than expected on its announcements, it actually managed to recover most of its losses and is still riding at a high from last week. So we are seeing some very interesting movements right now, and the fact that there is a want, there is an interest in getting the US dollar to maintain its strength. Looking down again on Friday, we're seeing exactly the same thing. A couple more interesting announcements coming up. It's going to be a great week. It's going to be a week full of things to do, things to keep an eye on. And really the great part about this is you see there's not too many clumps of major announcements that are going to be injecting volatility into the market. So up until Wednesday, you're going to have the opportunity to do a lot of day trading without too much interfering with your decision-making process or your predictions. Now, just so everyone knows, there is going to be a seminar tomorrow on China and its effects on the market, so don't be shy. Go ahead and call up your broker, get signed up for that. Spots are limited, so sign up as soon as possible, and hope to see you there tomorrow. It's actually going to be a really great conversation. We're talking not just about China and the economy, but how something that, in a lot of cases, people don't even consider as a tradable currency because of the fact that it is relatively cut off from the rest of the world, is something that has major impacts on a lot of things that are happening market-wise and a lot of decisions that are made market-wise and in foreign economies as well as in the domestic economy. So that will be tomorrow, I believe, at 1 p.m. British time. If not, let me actually just take a look here. Yeah, I believe that's the time right now. Otherwise, let's see, we have it. There it is, made in China. So it's going to be starting at 2 UTC, is what is listed in here. On my calendar it says 1 GMT, but I think this is the previous time before we changed clocks. So you have that one as well, and then you're going to have a couple more coming up later in the month, as well as our introduction webinars, as usual, with a live trade webinar down at the end of the month. Okay, guys, well, that's it for today's daily market briefing. Thanks so much for coming in and having a listen. Stay tuned with us every day at 9 a.m. GMT here at Opteck.com. This is Rick Majors saying to you, happy trading.